moving on to this next question, which often makes God look really bad. The first part of this question is, does hell exist now? And the second is, will the wicked be burning forever in hellfire?
Okay, with regard to the first question, probably most Christians would say, yeah, there's a hell now. When a person dies, if they were wicked, they go directly to burn in the fires of hell. The Bible doesn't teach that. I could mention several Bible verses. I can think specifically of one, which is the strongest. Revelation chapter 20 says the wicked will be thrown into the lake of fire after the 1,000 years, not at the moment of death. At the end of the age, the tares are burnt in the fire. We're told in Matthew chapter 25, in verse 41 and verse 45, that after the judgment, the wicked are cast into the fire that has been prepared for the devil and his angels. So always in the Bible, hell takes place at the end of the age. It never takes place at the moment of death. The only passage that might leave that impression is the story of the rich man and Lazarus, the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. It's the lone exception that gives us the impression that, the rich man went to burn in the fires of hell at the moment he died. But when you study this story, you find that it's not really a real to life story. It's a parable that Jesus told to teach a deep spiritual truth. Even Robert Morey, who believed, he died a few years ago, but believed in the immortality of the soul and that the wicked go to burn in hell at the moment of death. He said, this story cannot be taken as proof because it's really a parable. It's not a real to life story. So basically, people do not go to burn in the fires of hell when they die. The fires of hell burn at the end of the age after the 1,000 years. With regards to whether it's going to burn forever, there's most Christians believe that the fires of hell are never going to go out. They're going to burn and burn and burn. They're going to writhe in the fire. They're going to be suffering throughout eternity. The Bible doesn't teach that. The Bible teaches, for example, in Malachi chapter 4, verse 1, it says that the wicked will be stubble. They will neither leave root nor branch. In Revelation 20, it says the fire will devour them. There's all kinds of Bible verses that clearly show that people are going to burn out. Even Satan. In Ezekiel chapter 28, we have a picture of Satan, if I can just read those verses. Ezekiel chapter 28 and verses, the last couple of verses in the chapter. I'll look it up here and then we'll read it. It says there in Ezekiel 28 and verses actually 18 and 19, right in the middle of the chapter. Speaking about Satan, it says, you defiled your sanctuaries by the multitude of your iniquities. By the iniquity of your trading, therefore I brought fire from your midst. It devoured you, and I turned you to ashes upon the earth. So if he's going to be returned to ashes, how is he going to be burning forever in the fires of hell? And then it says in verse 19, all who knew you among the peoples are astonished at you. You have become a horror and shall be no more forever. In other words, he's going to cease to exist. No doctrine, no false doctrine that Christians have held has produced more atheists than the idea of an eternally burning hell. Because people say, if God is going to burn wicked people for 80 years of sin in the fires of hell forever and ever, what kind of God is that? He'd be worse than Hitler. But the Bible teaches that people will be punished according to their works. People will burn according to what was determined in the judgment, but they're not going to burn forever. Eventually, they will burn out. And of course, the last person to be burned, to burn out is Satan, who was the originator and instigator of sin.